All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are multiple mediums on which you can access this content. But my favorite way is the blog. And the blog is parked at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com, but that's a lot to type in or remember. So, wherever you are engaging with this content, look for a prompt of more info, intro, description, something of that nature. If you click on that, another box opens and it has a link to the blog, the free blog. And you don't even have to put your email address in, which is where all the articles are. Someone left a comment on the last video. I want to see the articles. I just told, matter of fact, no, I'm not gonna, because this computer has a mind of its own. But especially if you're on YouTube, right under, well, if you're on the phone, I don't know, but I know it looks different on the phone. But look for the word more under the video. And if you click on that, there's a link to the blog. And the articles are there with the link to the original article that's in Arabic. So you can fact check me. All right. Alrighty. So it was Sunday. It was a good day. Yeah. Uh, Lots of news, but not. Okay. So I focus on number one, the money. Then number two, well, now I have to focus on the oil, which I really don't like. But that's if it's there, it's being used right now as a holdup. Is it really the holdup? Who knows? But that's where they have our eyes going, right? Okay. And then I don't like to get into their politics, but just as everywhere, money and politics, they tie together. And so occasionally we have to talk about their politics. Occasionally. But all the other stuff, like sometimes, I'll talk about um, the new electricity grids or those things, but those don't have to do with the RV. And if I try to keep these to 30 minutes or less, and so, yeah, so I don't talk about all that other stuff. So the main thing is the money, now the oil, and then the politics. And what I mean by politics, the budget laws, things like that, things that tie to the money somehow, right? Or like we're going to see, yeah, it's a law. It's a law that it looks like they're going to hold up because we're asking them to. All right. So I just had to explain that because there's so much. Hmm. People are diverse, and there's diversity in the people who share things online. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So, you find the one that you like. Oh, and I made a joke the other day where I said, if you're like me and you have no life, I have a life. I think it's unhealthy to devote 12 hours out of your day to this. We have no control over it. We have no control over it. So I have my hours that I look for articles. I post, copy and paste, post, do the blog. That's it. The rest of the day, I'm hustling. I'm trying to make money. I, you know, I got other things that I do, not just this, right? So, yeah. And it's just me. There's no team. There's no boots on the ground. There's no bank contacts. It's just me, right? So, yeah. And that's what I would hope you would be. All this jumping around, watching, and I'm not putting anyone down, but there's people who watch. I don't even want to name names, but there's people I know that watch like 8 different people. And then they wonder why they're confused and on a roller coaster. Uh, and it's not healthy. And so, in my opinion, it's not healthy. and it's taking way too much of your life. I know marriages that have been broken up over this because one spouse is devoting too much time to it. Um, it's just kids who have tried to put their parents in homes because they think they're crazy. That's not good. That's dangerous. So that's why I try to show you, live your life, because we could be here till 2026. We could be here till mid 2026. And you're going to be running yourself ragged, listening to all these different calls and everything. Yeah, it's not good. All right. Anyway, okay. So I think maybe someone needed to hear that because I sure didn't plan on saying that. All right. So here we go. And at first I thought this was another article about, oh, the dollar, because just it'll be like a $5 difference, and they'll say, oh, the dollar is plunging, or oh, the dollar is rising, right? And that's what it's doing. It's going down like maybe 10 dinars, and then it comes back up 8. Like so today it closed. Um, the best was 1382.5. So 1,382.5 dinars per dollar. I know it says 100, but you take away the 2 zeros, you take away that, and then you get 1382. But remember, it was 1380, right? It's gotten down to 1380. Well, really up, but um, so yeah. But they'll put all these, not salacious, but the word that starts with an S that is superlative. They'll put all these superlative titles, and it'll be 2, 3, 4 dinar move. So you got to be careful. And that's why you can't only read headlines when you're looking at Iraqi articles. Well, since we're doing numbers, let me just show you the here's the forex chart. So right now this is current forex, right? 1280. And that's usually where it is. When, usually it's like 1283, 1284. Remember I said that? But it's at 1280, and the Google was 1305, but let's refresh. It's still 1305, but you round it up, it's 1306. So pretty stable, I would say. Those numbers have been stable. All right, so now, so this is not about that though. This title, Government Program and Economic Policies Revive the Dinar. And then also keep in mind, there could be more movement in country, and hopefully there is, but we just don't see, they don't put those types of articles out until after, right? Um, yeah, so it says in its third year of implementation, the government program continues to make steady progress toward achieving its economic goals despite the complex challenges posed by regional and international realities, particularly regarding the threat of war, fluctuations in energy markets, and volatile global economic cycles. However, national growth indicators remain evident across various infrastructure sectors, supported by remarkable levels of economic stability. See, I just said stability, right? Most notably, the annual inflation rate remaining below the 3% mark. This indicates the ability of economic policy to absorb shocks and manage resources relatively efficiently. All right. So it is then they go into, they've had qualitative transformations, and they've done a lot in the last 3 years, right? So this is from Mohammed Saleh, his part. um Integrated, there's that word, we haven't seen it in a while, right? But integration and integrated, and here they're talking about the legal ban on dollar usage. Let's see. Oh, I guess the whole article is from him. I thought there was two. I thought there was another person. So, administrative facilities, they've had to train people, right? Expanding use of electronic payment cards. So, there's really not new information here. just more, this is probably more for citizen education, but they're showing them, look, plus it might even be a pitch for Sadani, right? Because it's talking about all the good things that have happened. And it's his government program. That's what they want us to believe, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, Safwan Kwase. So now, Safwan Kwase, he talks about fluctuations in the U.S. economy, strong bumpers, and we'll just read his last paragraph. Kwase believes that maintaining this stability requires the central bank to review its reserve management strategies and ensure they are not affected by dollar fluctuations, which, yeah, our dollars, really fluctuating, right? He also believes that it is necessary to accelerate steps to diversify the economy and control revenues and expenditures to avoid any potential repercussions of the dollar's decline on the value of the Iraqi dinar. All right, yeah, so we've already taken up time. Okay, so now remember if you watched the last episode, and why didn't you? That's okay, because when this video ends, there'll be a link that pops up to the last video. Oh, and also at 11 minutes and 11 seconds, a little icon is going to pop up on YouTube in the right-hand corner. If you'd like to subscribe, tap it, and I think you have to tap it again to confirm you want to subscribe. I would appreciate that. All right, so I mentioned, oh, they had their first comment on the 2026 budget. And then I said, because we didn't have time yesterday, I said we would talk about it today. It was all over everywhere today. It was one of the largest stories today. With the unique experience, a government advisor, which can you guess? Can you guess who it is? Yeah, Mohammed Saleh. Oh, I've been tapping the screen thinking that the my mouse is highlighting, but it's not doing it. So I have to try to remember to click so you can follow. For those of you who follow along, yeah. Anyway, so I like that they're saying unique experience. And he is saying that there's going to be more of a focus on collecting non-oil revenues, which is good because that's what the IMF wants. But also, if they change the rate, do the new notes, pass all these laws that protect investors, domestic and international, then they will start to have non-oil revenue, right? So hopefully, I like that they're not bragging about this is the largest budget and it's going to have all this and that like they've done. They did that for 2022, right? And then 23, 24, 25, and nothing has happened. So maybe they've learned, right? But this is Mohammed Saleh. He's not, his job is secure. He doesn't have to make promises and speak in superlatives, right? Because, yeah. So they're getting it together, and it'll be before the Council of the Economy next September. So they're right on time for their 2026 budget because they're supposed to have it September and maybe have it before the House of Representatives with one vote in October, and then to be done by the end of the year. That's how it's supposed to go, right? But so far, we haven't seen it go that way. So, yeah, the upcoming budget will build on a previous successful experience in medium term financial planning for a period of 3 years. Yeah, I'm hoping they're talking about the past 3 years, right? Or it doesn't matter because they're going to change the rate and we'll be up out of here, right? Okay, so again, with the delegation coming, so they can talk about the June salaries, but mostly they need to talk about oil. If they get whatever agreement they need with the oil, then they'll release the June salaries. This step is crucial for securing the sixth month, which is June, salary payments for public employees. So you can see, I just read that right here. So we'll see. And then here's an article, Kurdistan is transforming into a new Iraq. Yeah, so because they were supposed to be one Iraq, but they just had an issue with the language. And I don't know if you've been here for a while. Oh, doggone it. I wanted to film this. Okay, so they have a group of men going around. Okay, break in I was gonna say interference. Um, they have a group of men. They're in fatigues, and they have badges and stuff. Um, they're going around the shops. They're going around to the shops, and they're talking to whoever's working behind the cash register at that time. Because just because that person's there, that doesn't mean they're the owner. And some of them have pew-pews strapped to their, what's this? Their thigh. So I find that very interesting. And I was hoping to see some articles about it, but nope, no articles. But here it is again. They're showing it. So how scary is that? You just go into work, you're doing your work, and here come. I mean, it's a good. It's like 8 of them. Plus, those are just the ones that go in the store. There's a camera person following them, and then there's more standing outside the store. So with Dinar goggles on, I would like to see that they're making sure they're changing the prices. But it's probably more like they're making sure they're not overcharging. I don't know. I don't know. But yep, that happened. Now this is a replay, so it's the same. It was earlier. It was the live transmission, and now it's the replay. Cause what time is it over there? Oh, you know what? Let's see. Because it's 11 in the morning, 11ish, 10ish in the morning. Um, that might have been live. Intermission. That's the word I was trying to think of. Intermission. Anyway, okay. So we'll see if I see some articles about that. All right. So okay, now back to the blog. If you want to read this, what I was saying was we tried to make them one Iraq, but the Kurds are very proud. They have their own heritage. They have their own language. I think at one time they had their own money. I know they had their own central bank. So, but there was when they made the new notes, they were gonna not put the Kurdish language on there, and they had a fit. So they had to put the Kurdish language on the money. Just recently in the news, there was something else they were trying to take the Kurdish language off of, and um, I hate to say threw a fit, but they fought for their right. They stood up for their rights to have the language on whatever it was. All right. So, this is about the salaries again. Oh, and look, Halabja. Oh, here's Halabja. I have a nice little article about Halabja. So, yeah, it's more of the same, but there's a really long article that I'm not even going to put here. It's by one of those, he's a doctor, PhD person, and it was interesting. I'll just tell you about it. Oh, it's almost 20 minutes. This article kind of goes in with it. He was saying how if money and the economy changes in a society, then the society has to change with it. And by mm, the delays of either you're going to move forward with this new economy, right? You're going to get out of this rentier economy, or you're going to move forward into the new one. It's throwing off society. Society doesn't know, hey, should I go with this new economy, or we're going to be stuck in the old one? And it's really, really interesting. And it looks like maybe even other countries have studied it too, because he breaks down these 9 points. And anyway, just there's a lot going on. We think it's just, hey, change the rate and let's move on. But it's going to be a significant change to their society. Yeah. All right. So that a little bit is in there. Of course, they have to talk about corruption, and they also talk about safe water, some services in there, and everything. All right. Look at this. The first lady governor of Halabja. So what's his name? Bittner. Stephen Bittner, I think is his name. He's the U.S. consul, and he was in Kurdistan yesterday, right? U.S. consul to Halabja governor. I will help and support you. And Halabja is the most recent, see, they're the 19th Iraqi province. And she is the first woman governor, in Iraq and Kurdistan. So, yeah. All right. And then remember I said the 2020 was trying to get him a government job? Well, he did. He got voted in. He is the mayor. Oh, wait. It was in the title, wasn't it? He's the governor of Baghdad. So he's been in. Remember I said, so now I don't believe anything he says. But he was a member of parliament. His most recent position was the chair of the Parliamentary Finance Committee. And they moved out the Baghdad mayor, and he was not happy about it. I mean, who would be, right? I don't think he did anything. Well, he must have done something wrong. So, and see, stuff like that, I see articles about, but I don't read it, right? Because it has nothing to do with the RV. But I just find it interesting. Um, I think he's a 2020 is U.S. friendly. So yeah, now he's the governor of Baghdad, which is a very serious city, right? And to the world, not just Iraq. But yep, so that happened. And then Nabil Marsumi. Um, I'm trying to see how far we are. Oh, did I? Um, Nabil Marsumi they call him the pessimistic economist. He's saying it's very political. Don't you think it's funny that America got that big contract with the oil field that's the second largest field in Iraq? So yeah, he pointed that out. Oh, look at all that space. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so here's my one commercial. If you'd like to support, and many of you do. Oh, someone gave me a super chat. I think it was $5.99 or $4.99. I keep meaning to highlight the name and I forget. But thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I don't even know how you do that. I know that YouTube said it's capable. People have the capability to give me a super chat or something. And so I thank you. I thank you for that. And on the next one, I will highlight his name. All right. But anyway, so when this is a live blog, this Buy Me a Coffee will be a live link. And then you just click there and go there. Cash App is always live. $ lowercase letters, T as in Tom, I, S as in Sam, H, WASH. And my PayPal is Tish Wash also. Looky, looky, who's here in New York? Fawad Hussein. And who is he? He's the foreign minister and deputy prime minister. And why he's here, I can't say. Well, let's see. Pizza Land, for those of you who know what that is. There's a, it's not an emergency meeting, but it's something they threw together relatively recently, and it's a conference. Here we go. Here we go. I should just look at the screen and then I wouldn't have to search for the words, huh? International Conference on the Future of the Pizza Land cause. Yeah, so I'm just wondering, because I'm sure he has the U.S. Treasury's number. Hey, I'm in town. You want to do lunch? Right? Right? That's what I would do, right? You know, it would be worth a try, right? But yeah. Okay. So remember, my favorite article yesterday was about the mobilization people, and it the framework was meeting to talk about it. Well, that law is frozen until after the elections due to U.S. objections. So I hope that's a good thing. I know we wanted it. They didn't want it. Uh, Iraq, they want to make these a legitimate. Right now, they're considered a. Whew, I don't even think I can say that word. They're not legitimate forces right now, and they want to make them legitimate forces. But and it's not just it's people, the citizens also um, don't want them to be either. But yeah, so you could read that. And then there's some other, they have something about this guy, he's past the retirement age. Why isn't he retiring? And they talk a little bit about Maliki. But see, normally I wouldn't care about this law, but since this is what one of the things that Marco Rubio called Sudani about, so that's why I'm following this. And this might be the last. Oh yeah, look at him. Remember who that is? Yeah, that is Ismail Kaani. Ismail Kaani. And they thought he was taken out. And then he was like, surprise! So he's back at work. He's back at his position. Commander of the Iran Quds Force. Oops, I said the name, didn't I? Oh well. Informed sources told the news that Kaani visit secret, and you know he's probably really moving in stealth now, right? They tried to get him once, mm, but hopefully he'll be safe or whatever, right? Somebody was looking out for him, so um, he had separate meetings with former Prime Minister and State of Law coalition leader Nuri al-Maliki. Yeah. And there's Hakeem, that guy that I don't like. Hakeem Amiri. Remember? He was at the table. And this guy, Hamoudi, he was probably at the table too. And his visit lasted 10 hours. So, oh, can you hear that? That was a loud motorcycle. Yeah, so this is the second visit since he acknowledged that he survived. So they're all up in the politics and the business, and try as we might to get them out, it's rough. All right, so this is going to end this edition of my FX Buddies. So I'm looking forward to hopefully we'll see 1370 this week, right? We'll see the parallel market drop below 1380. Maybe we'll get some more news about the oil, because despite what other people are saying, the oil is not flowing, especially those ones that got damaged. And what else? Maybe we'll see a Leah lock. I still haven't seen a Leah lock. And anything else, man, that would mean forward movement, right? So I will be watching. Oh, but also the heat. They're having several heat holidays. It's 125, 126 degrees. So it might be a little slow. They don't totally shut down, but they certain people do not have to go to work, or the hours are cut in half. So, all right. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. It really helps. It tells YouTube, hey, YouTube, this is a great video. You should help more people see it. All right. And hit like, oh, wait. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to. Oh, shoot. I wanted to show you guys how to use Google Lens. I learned myself how to use Google Lens, and it is pretty cool. But next time, I'll do it next time. All right, and accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Follow, like, subscribe, join, because I don't update regularly, and when I do, if all things work as they're supposed to, you should be notified. But I know I was watching someone today, these people that I watch regularly, and they have way more subscribers, like almost 100,000 subscribers, and they have the same problem. The notifications don't go out. So just randomly check. Hey, let's see if my FX buddy is updated. All right, and thank you. I appreciate the good comments and encouraging comments. And oh, someone even said something that made me think. And I mean, I thought about that for a good 30 minutes too. All right. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content. And until next time, which will probably be tomorrow.